guys, my name's Renee. I've created for you a level 1 workout with the foam roller, one of my very favorite tools. If you don't have a foam roller, I'm going to offer you variations of how to do the exercises without it. It's all just our regular Pilates repertoire, adding a prop, which sometimes makes things easier, sometimes makes things more challenging. So if you don't have one, don't worry about it, but I recommend getting one. I think they're great. We're going to start with the foam roller, the long ways on your mat. And then I want you to sit on the very edge of it so your tail's pretty towards the end. Because you want to lay down and you want your head to be on the foam roller. If you're incredibly tall, you might need to put like a yoga block at the end so that your head is on the yoga block, right? You don't want your head falling backwards off of this. I want you in a straight line and just get used to that sensation. If you've never done this before, it can be kind of uncomfortable at first. By the way, you could just be laying on the ground right now. So no foam roller, no problem. For a little more stretch in the chest, you can open the arms out to the sides. I like this sort of cactus pose. I can't touch the ground because I'm pretty tight across the front. Or you can open your arms all the way to the sides, which is a little bit easier for me because I get to rest my hands. But I'm going to choose the cactus position because again, I get more of a stretch out of it, not actually being able to touch. And I just want you to think about melting around that roller, like you're trying to open up your chest and allow your body to kind of melt around the sides of the roller, shoulder blades open. Good. Don't worry, there's going to be challenges too, but a lot of the foam roller workout that I do is a lot of feel-good stuff. All right, I'm carefully going to bring my arms in together. Pulling the belly button in so I'm nice and flat. My back is on the roller, my ribs are connected, my arms are to the ceiling. I'm going to pretend that I'm holding, let's say, a roll of paper towels in between your hands. Very valuable product these days. So I'm holding my roll of paper towels. I don't want to squish it or move it. In other words, my hands are going to stay the same distance apart. Reach those fingertips for the ceiling. Let the shoulder blades come off of the roller. And then pull the shoulder blades down and actually pinch the roller. Feel the muscles in between the shoulder blades, sort of pinch that roller. Again, I'm going to release fingertips reaching for the ceiling. My shoulder blades are separating. And I'm going to pull the shoulder blades down around the barrel. My shoulder blades are coming together. So that's what we call a protraction. I'm protracting, separating my shoulder blades as they come up. And a retraction. I'm retracting and pulling the shoulder blades towards each other. And one more time. It's just a nice tactile cue with that roller there to feel that sensation of how our shoulder blades move. And I'm going to release it so I'm no longer pinching. I'm just in neutral. One arm up, one arm down, what we call a scissor. Now this is an exercise we do on the floor. Of course, again, if you don't have a barrel, you're just laying it down on the floor doing these things. What the barrel does is it actually allows for a greater range of motion because my arms can go below my body here. So that's quite a stretch for me in that upper arm, that extension of the shoulder. I like it. I have to be careful with it because my shoulders are a little bit funky. But that's the point here, is that we can allow that greater range of motion without allowing greater motion throughout the rib cage, okay? I'm going to meet in the middle and I'm going to do an arm circle. Same thing, keep that back on the mat, if you're not on a roller, or keep your back on the roller. My ribs stay together, my arms open, and they circle all the way down and around. I'm going to inhale as my arms lift. I'm going to open, exhale, circle down and around. And again, the point here is that with the roller, I'm getting a greater range of motion than if I were just on the floor. Let's circle the other direction. I'm going to inhale, bring the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, lower them down, really pulling that core together. Inhale, just some nice shoulder mobility, a little bit of core connection here. Right? You might be wiggling all over the place. That's okay. Speaking of wiggling, hands on the floor, you do get to use your arms. Pick your right leg up into tabletop. Just feel that sensation, set it down, and take the other one up. So I do always have one foot on the ground before I lift the other one. Just a little bit of a march here. Just get used to that, feel that. If you don't have to use your hands, keep that grip really light. Put the work into the core, pulling the belly button in. Again, my shoulders are relaxed. A little bit of easy core to start, a little bit of stability challenge. And we'll do one more time, belly button pulling in. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Okay, I'm gonna take my right leg into tabletop, and I'm gonna take my left leg into tabletop and just check it out and balance. If at any point you decide this is too much balance for you, just put one foot on the ground. We're gonna do the same thing. Toe taps, we call them. But now I have no feet on the ground, which requires just a nice deep connection into the core. Exhale, pull that belly button in, inhale up, exhale down, belly button in, pull it up. Using that exhale to really focus extra deep into the core. And we'll do one more set, right, left, exhale, and up, and down. Good, I'm gonna set both legs on the floor. I'm gonna put my hands behind my head. And let's just get used to this idea of doing a crunch on that very strange roller. It's really gonna let you know if you're not coming straight up and down. If you need to put one hand on the floor, one hand behind your head, go ahead. That is a choice. Exhale, 3. Exhale, pull that belly button in, 4. Exhale, 5. 5 more. Let's do 4 and 3. Exhale, 2 and 1. By the way, if this is really uncomfortable, like if your back's super tight and this is just digging into those muscles, take it out. Do this on the floor. It's just core work. I'm going to put my left arm out to the side. Now, closer to the roller is going to be more challenging. I'm going to go for less challenge personally. I don't want to embarrass myself and fall off the roller in front of you. Left leg up. So that same arm out, same leg up, other arm is behind my head. Still going to do a straight sit up. Lift, exhale, lower down. If you want to put that foot down, go ahead. Exhale. I'm not twisting, or at least I'm trying not to. 3. Exhale, lift 4. Exhale, lift 5. For the next 5, I'm going to add a motion with that leg. I'm going to pull it in, exhale, and lengthen it back out. You can stick with version 1. Exhale, 2, and reach it back out. More challenge, more movement. 3. Exhale, lift 4. And exhale, lift 5. I'm going to add a twist. Pull, lift, twist. Lengthen it back out. You can leave the knee bent. You can put it on the ground. Exhale, lift, twist 2. And lengthen it back out. Exhale, lift, twist 3. And out. Exhale, lift, twist 4. And out. And 5. 5 more if you can. For 5. Exhale for 4. For 3. Exhale 2. And one more time. 1. Good. Go ahead, set that leg down. And with the magic of editing, I'm going to get rid of this dog. All right. I'm going to take my right arm out to the side. Closer is harder, further out is easier. My left hand behind my head. My right leg is up in tabletop. I'm not twisting. I'm coming straight up. Exhale for 5. And 4. 3. 2. 1. I'm going to lengthen out the leg. I'm going to add the leg motion. 1. Exhale, 2. 3. 4. And 5. 10 times with a twist. Woo, I almost fell. Go ahead and put that leg down if you need to. 2. Exhale, 3. Exhale, 5. 6. 7. 8. Twice more. Exhale, 9. And 10. Good. Go ahead and lay those arms out again for one more stretch. I feel those so much more than doing them on the floor. Just that extra little balance challenge just helps me to connect so deep. I love it. Carefully roll off of that barrel. I'm going to put it short ways along the back of my mat. My tail is going to stay on the ground. My feet are on the ground. This is right underneath my shoulders, like the tips of the shoulders. Hands behind the head. It is up to you how far back you go. We're just going to hang out and stretch here for a moment. Upper back extension. I hope this feels as good for you as it does for me. If it doesn't, back off. Good old-fashioned crunches. Exhale, lift the chest, scoop the belly button in, shoulders down. I'm gonna lay all the way back again. You don't have to lay all the way back. You could stop looking at the ceiling and just do crunches from here. Good. Stopping in a sort of flat back exhale. But if it feels good to you, I love the extension because most of us need extensor work. It's a nice stretch, and I also just love that big range of motion for the core. I love that big stretched out ab. And then that nice deep connection, really pulling it together. Ribs and hips are moving away from each other. And ribs and hips are moving towards each other. Good, let's do 5 more. Because again, I love it. Inhale back. I am supporting my head with my hands. I'm not yanking my head to come up. The action is with the core. I'm moving the ribs. Let's do 2 more. Exhale for 2. And for 1, exhale up. Good. Go ahead and lay back over that barrel. And more magic, getting rid of the dog. Bellatrix, come here. I want you over there. Stay. Okay, now here's the best part of the day. I'm gonna lift my hips up. You could put your hands on the floor, whatever you gotta do to balance here. But I am booty lifted. I'm not doing a bridge series. I'm rolling out the muscles in my upper back. Shoulder blades only. I am not on my neck. Notice this will never go onto my neck. I'm also not going down into my lumbar spine. I am on the rib cage only, shoulders only. You're either gonna love this or hate it. I don't know if I've ever met anyone that hates it. It can hurt because you can be so super tight there. But for me, oh, it's like heaven. Do hold your core, right? Like we're doing a bridge. Hold your glutes, hold your core, just so you're not like dumping and sinking into that low back. We always want to be strong here. I'm gonna do 2 more. And last one. And if that's the only thing you ever do with a foam roller, I think it is a investment worthwhile. Move this down to the end of the mat. Short direction again. My feet are on it. So, bridging. You don't have to use the roller. Put your feet on the floor. This is a situation where the foam roller is going to make things more challenging. I'm going to press my hips up because you're on an unstable surface. It's a little extra squeeze through the glutes and the hamstrings to not let that roller move away. And exhale. Press it up. Take an inhale at the top and roll it back down. So nothing new as far as bridging is concerned. We've learned this. The ribs stay together. The abs stay tight. Driving with the glutes to push up. Those hamstrings getting a little extra effort because of the instability of the foam roller. At any point, if you're unhappy with the foam roller, just kick it aside. Do regular bridges. It's okay to have to adjust every now and then. Let's do 5. Exhale, lift for 4. Relax the neck for 3. I'm only on the shoulders. I'm not on the neck for 2. I'm going to come up one more time and stay there and do a little pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if this is too much, just hold right now. Holding, squeezing. I'm working for more work. We kick the barrel out, pull it in for 10. Kick it out for 9. It can be very small for 8. Exhale, kick it out for 7. Those are your hamstrings for 6. The back of the thigh for 5. Squeeze your tush. Exhale for 4. Ribs in for 3. Exhale for 2. Last one. Go ahead and roll it down. Go ahead and lengthen out those legs for a little rest on the hamstrings. I'm not done. There's more. It's about to get harder, but it doesn't have to. Your feet can go on the ground. You can do both feet on the barrel. I'm going to do one leg on the barrel. We're only going to do 5 of each because it is pretty challenging. I'm going to press up for 5. Same rules. You've got to squeeze that heel to your glute, pushing straight down on the barrel so it doesn't run away from you. If it's too hard, put both feet down or do single legs on the floor. 4. One more. We're just doing 5, except that I lied. There's always kind of like a 6th one to get there. pulses. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna hold it and stay. That's right, single leg kick out for 5. Mine's so small for 4, for 3, for 2, 1, and done. Good. Switch sides. Here we go. Exhale, lift it up. We have 5. Trying to stay nice and square through the hips. 4. Trying not to wiggle. Exhale for 3. And 2. And 1. Cheating in that extra 1. Pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick it out. We have 5. We have 4. You don't have to. You can just hold for 3, for 2, for 1, and done. Go ahead, let the legs lengthen out. I'm about to give you a little hamstring stretch here. So I'm going to adjust this so that it's sort of under my ankles, under my Achilles. Again, kick it out if you hate it. Reaching those arms overhead. I'm going to nod the chin. I'm doing a roll up, reaching for those toes. Oh, come on, made it. Good. And then from here, just sort of stretch over. Now this is going to be more intense on those hamstrings because your legs are up. Maybe you need to bend your knees, whatever, if you can. Grab the barrel and relax. Sit up straight. We're rolling down again. Tuck the belly button in. Scoop, roll back. Arms overhead. Here we go. Exhale, nod the chin. Scoop the belly button in. You know I love my roll-ups. Barrel, completely unnecessary here, but I do like that additional stretch here. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, tuck the tail under. Scoop the belly button in. Rolling it down and back. Lifting the arms up. Ribs together. Nod the chin, scoop that belly button in, reaching over the toes. I'm going to let my hands fall below my legs just because I can. It's okay if you cannot. Bend your knees, sit up nice and tall, stack the back, tuck the tail under, scoop, roll it down. I'm going to do this 2 more times. Move the arms, move the chin, ribs, belly button, round back, stretch it over. Feel the love in the hamstrings. Sit up nice and tall, roll, tuck, control at every step of the way. Last one. Arms, head, ribs, belly, and just stay here. Good. I'm going to, you can leave the barrel right where it is, or you can switch sides if you want to turn your head the other direction to look at me. On my knees in sort of a child's pose position with my hands on the barrel, and by hands I have them turned inward. I'm sort of on the pinky side of my arms, forearms, wrist area. And I'm just going to take that child's pose first, sort of rounding my back. Upper back extensors. You don't have to come up very high. I want you to pull your shoulder blades down on your back. Pull that barrel under you and lengthen up your chest. How high you go? Up to you. Don't worry about it. And let it lengthen back out again. So again, watch out for what the shoulders are doing here. I have a little bend in my elbows, but this is quite a stretch, an extension on the shoulders. So you want to be careful with that. Hi, buddy. How are you? I'm going to engage those armpits, pushing down into the barrel, pulling the barrel into me, lengthening and extending upper back. And then I'm going to lengthen it back out again. So I'm not actually relaxing in my shoulders. I have to keep them engaged, because it's a little bit precarious for my shoulders especially to be in that stretched out position. Okay, I'm going to move this into a more advanced version. You can continue to stay in child's pose. Or, one of my very favorite barrel exercises. I'm going to open my legs. They're as wide as my mat, maybe even a little bit lighter, and they are turned out or laterally rotated, which means my inner thighs are pointing towards the floor, my inner ankles are towards the floor. Turned out, it allows for more movement in the hips. I'm still going to stay pinky side, forearm on the barrel. Booty, 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 squeeze that tushy, pull the belly button in. Otherwise, the action is the same. I'm pressing down on the barrel, lifting my upper back in what we call a swan, and lengthening it back down. Good, shoulder blades down on the back. I'm pressing into that barrel. Pinky side pressing down, and then I'm going to lengthen it back out again. 2 more times. Squeeze your tushy. Pull the shoulders down on the back, lifting the chest. Good. Remember, you could be in child's pose right now. You can also just press your hands into the floor like you're doing a cobra. And on the last one, I'm gonna stay up and I'm gonna hold. My arms are straight, or they were. Now I'm gonna bend my elbows and pull it in for 5. Bend and stretch for 4. Squeeze that booty. Shoulders down on the back for 3. Bend and stretch for 2. Bend and stretch for 1. And relax all the way. Leave the barrel where it is. Let's all just take a regular child's pose. Okay, a little bit of twist for the spine. My barrel is next to me. This is my left side. Barrel on my left. Cat-cow position. Knees over hips, shoulders over hands. My right arm, the other arm, threads underneath that armpit to grab the barrel. Without moving my hips, I'm going to push the barrel away and look at it, twisting my upper back. Pull it back into center. I'm going to push that barrel away. I'm going to twist towards it. Coming back into center. So I'm taking my chest, my ribs, my upper back, not my hip bones. Pull it back to center. Let's do 2 more. Reach it out. Pull it in. You could just be sliding this hand on the ground, by the way, if you didn't have a barrel. Let's do 1 more. Excellent. Take your barrel to the other side. I don't have a huge range of motion here, but maybe it looks different from the other side, so I want to give you that angle, see how it looks. All right, shoulders over hands, hips over knees. Opposite arm reaches under that armpit. I'm going to twist, follow it, return. Exhale, twist, follow it, and return. 3 more times. Exhale, just notice, is one side easier, harder? Does it go further? Does it go less? Just things to notice. They should be different. We're not all equally balanced, but we're working towards it. Okay, now, turning it sideways again. Mermaid position. This happens to be my right leg, left leg, barrel's on the same side as my front leg. It's okay if you're on the other side. This is a little bit more work on the shoulder than you might think, so we're just gonna practice a couple small ones where you're engaging in this shoulder. You don't wanna let this barrel slide out from under you and fall with your arm in that position. So I'm working in that pec, that lat, something under there called the serratus. Really making sure this is a strong arm in this position, okay? You may be able to go further than me. And I'm just gonna side bend over. So I do have pressure on this barrel. We've done mermaid before. You don't need a roller. You can put your hand on the ground. I just sort of like the flowing movement of the barrel, kind of allowing that nice roll out and roll in. Let's do it one more time. Roll out. And roll in, turn, put both hands on the barrel. Now, my left cheek, my left booty isn't all the way down, but I'm aiming it down. In other words, I'm not gonna let my hip come up more than necessary. Try to leave it reaching for the ground. Nod your chin, scoop your belly button in, and roll that barrel away. And sit it back up nice and tall, heart to the sky. Try to arch your back. Good for any of you who have done Pilates on the reformer. This is sort of our mermaid with twist. Scoop the belly button in, round the back again. Careful that those shoulders are super engaged. And we'll do it one more time. Scoop round. And bring it back in. Other direction. The same leg as barrel, front leg, forward, back leg back. If this is super uncomfortable, change, sit cross-legged, sit with your legs straight, doesn't matter. The goal here is we're side bending. Couple practice runs without the top arm, just getting used to that sensation that I am pressuring into the barrel, engaging through my pecs and my lats, those muscles along the side of the armpit here. Good. And I'm taking my head over. Again, my right cheek is not touching the ground, but I'm not letting it come up super high. I'm trying to leave it down. All right, and we side bend. Exhale over and pull it back up. And again, exhale, top arm over, reaching that right glute down because I'm trying to maximize this distance between my ribs and my hips there. Let's do it 2 more times. Exhale, side bend over, and pull it up. And 1 more time, exhale over. Pull it up. Nothing changes. Just my arms, twisting my upper body, trying to leave that tail down back there. I'm gonna nod the chin, I'm gonna round and push away. Pick it up, lift the chest, arch the back, whatever you can get out of that. Scoop the belly button in, round to the back, push that barrel away. And lift it up, heart to the sky. Twice more, scoop round, roll it away. It doesn't have to go very far. And bring it back in. And once more. Good, and lift it up. I let my chin go back a little too far on that last one. We need notes too, the teachers. Okay, now for the best, worst part of the day. Little love-hate here, but my other favorite use of a roller. Again, if you don't do a single exercise with it and you only roll it, which is, you know, what it was invented for. Amen. Here I am. I am on my outer hip. I am above the thigh bone, but below the waist, just right on the outside of the hip bone. If you sit a lot, that stuff might be really, really extra sore. This might feel like nothing, and for you folks who don't feel much here, you're lucky. This is really painful for me. I've got my top, I mean both my legs are on the ground right now. Watch out for this shoulder that you're not collapsing into it. I'm gonna sit up in a way that only my left booty is on this, and I'm rolling out my left glute, or whatever side you're on, that bottom glute. My other cheek is up. Yep, I got weight in my arms, I got weight in my hands, and I'm rolling out gluteus maximus, the sort of big part of your bone. Good, and again, maybe you don't feel much here. Super, super tight and sore on me. So I feel a lot. And you know, if you find a spot that's like, ooh, that really is something, stay there, hang out with it, stick to it. Good. And then the most horrible one of all, the IT band, that outer thigh. I got a lot of weight in my arms. My back leg is sort of a kickstand for me right here. And I'm rolling on this outer thigh. It is so painful for most of us. Again, not for you. You are lucky. Some people find this incredibly unbearable. Go easy. How much pressure you put down into this barrel is sort of up to you. Chances are that if it's really, really hurting, you probably need it. Give it one more swipe up and down. And again, if you want to stay and kind of stick to the worst location, go ahead. And then we'll do the other side. So I am going to go first into that sort of outer hip area, kind of like hip bone, between the thigh bone and the hip bone, sort of that squishy outer hip. Again, just notice, is one side worse than the other? This side's worse than my other. I thought that first side hurt. That was just warm up. This actually hurts. And a couple of rolls up and down, and then sitting up so that my weight is really on that glute. I'm rolling out my right bum. Right glute max. And if you find a spot that feels better or worse than the other, stick with it. Go for it. Hang out. Have at it, I say. Good. And then the worst part of the day. rolling on that outer thigh. Now I say the worst part of the day because it is so horrible while it's happening. There's a very good chance when you're done, oh my gosh, your legs might feel amazing. I know myself included, a lot of us get relief from back pain, rolling out those hips and glutes, because that can contribute to a tight back. So a little bit of love on these legs, hips area. Torture now, great reward later. Hang out in any spots that feel particularly tragic. Give it a couple more swipes up and down. Good. And then come on off of it. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed your time with the barrel. Thanks for coming.